Quantum Leaping Timelines is easy to understand. Article written and narrated by spiritual advisor Samantha Dickerson. To put it simply, if you want to quantum leap into the best possible timeline for yourself, the first thing you need to do is focus on healing and detaching from much of your current surroundings. This is the main meat of the process. The humanness in me wants to say sympathetically to you, I know that's easier said than done. But the truth of it is, it's not meant to be easy to action. The process itself is meant to prepare you for the timeline you're quantum leaping into. So, if quantum leaping is something you want to do, be prepared to be stripped bare in a lot of ways. Why do I say healing and detaching from many things in your current environment is the main meat of quantum leaping? Think of everything that is a part of your daily life as having little invisible strings that connect you to your current timeline. Now let's give these strings colors, red and green. The red strings are more numerous. They hold you more definitively in your current situation. The green strings are far less numerous and are meant to carry you into much higher and better timelines. Quantum leaping is when you are willing to cut off many of the red strings that have attached themselves to you and allow the green strings, which are more malleable and fluid, to become the majority of the energetic and emotional connections you are surrounded by, thus allowing you to ascend in a more timely manner towards success for yourself, very similar to a hot air balloon. Unlike with a slower move towards higher timelines, quantum leaping picks up momentum very quickly, making it nearly impossible to turn back after beginning the process. Another good analogy for quantum leaping relates to a movie I once saw. The movie was about time travel. Basically, a man finds it necessary to travel back in time, but because of the delicate nature of the machine he was using, he could only do so in his underwear and socks. That's essentially what you must do with quantum leaping toward your best life. Take only the bare minimum or sometimes even less with you. The reason for this is that what you will need to be successful in the timeline you're moving into is either already there or will be presented to you along the way. It was the same way in the movie. When the character reaches his destination, the first thing he does is find clothing and then gets dressed before setting off into his new environment. There are other ways to move towards your best timeline. Quantum leaping is a very quick-paced, take-no-prisoners process that will likely wreak a lot of havoc on your current environment because most of what is currently around you cannot exist in your new timeline. I have not met anyone yet who has called the ride. It takes you on fun, but again, the process is what it is for a reason. It prepares you for the new life you are about to step into. Some of you have probably gone on this method of elevation without even realizing it or meaning to. If you have and are currently still making your way through it, try to trust that the universe has big plans for you and would not have pushed you down this path without a reason. If you're asking yourself, why can't you just quantum leap without healing and detaching? It's because you have no room for anything so purely new if you don't. How can the universe fill your cup with everything you truly desire if you won't empty it first? Healing and detaching in order to quantum leap is the equivalent of pouring out pretty much everything that's currently in your cup and leaving just enough of your old understandings there for you to recognize who you used to be but no longer are. Intentionally beginning a process like this requires ultimate and continual trust in the universe. You must learn to walk by faith and not by sight, because oftentimes everything outside of you will try to turn you around and invalidate this path you're on. You must become like the earthworm. Without sight, it moves and navigates only by vibration, aerating our soil and making it possible for us to grow food, create medicines, build homes, etc. None of the amazing things in our world would exist without this small, sightless being trusting in its own vibration the way the universe intended it to. If you were to choose this path, imagine where it will take you. Thanks for listening. I hope this article resonated with you, and if it didn't, I hope you find what does.